Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Wednesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Glenora Shipura. In the news tonight, Namibian Building Workers Pension Fund Board Trustee Chairperson Gordon Huyaman outlines the objectives of the fund, which serves to provide a social safety net for employees in the construction sector after retirement. Ohonet Lache reports.
In providing a reliable and sustainable pension scheme, the fund aims to empower construction industry employees to plan for a financially secure future. The fund's primary objective since inception is to provide retirement benefits and financial security to its members and dependents in the event of retirement, disability, and death. To achieve this commitment, the fund needed to set the following key objectives and outline its goals: to be responsive and accountable to the social and economic realities of its members' lives during employment and post-retirement. These objectives are service excellence, member value proposition, and efficiency. These key objectives can only be realized if the fund operations is equally balanced in terms of its internal capabilities and its interaction with all stakeholders.
In our next story, Higher Education Minister Ita Kanji Murangi inaugurates crucial 3-day tertiary education sector strategic engagement addressing pressing challenges faced by the sector. Chimema Dembele reports.
Stakeholders are gathered here to deliberate on critical issues of this sector in the midst of many reforms and in the midst of changes, developments, and challenges, many of which call on us to re-examine and institute proactive strategies and policies on some of these critical areas. I would like to outline some of those critical areas, and I know many of you also have some of the critical areas. One of those is teacher training. Teacher training. The admission requirements at tertiary level, that's 2. Learners requisite transitional knowledge, skills, and competencies at different exit points. Number 4, balancing exponential demand for higher education and training and access. Number 5, proper placement of TVET on our national qualification framework. Number 6, positioning and aligning, or rather alignment of higher education and training institutions programs to the needs of emerging fields, new emerging fields. Number 7, proper articulation. I think the minimum standards have actually addressed that. Proper articulation between TVET and higher education for upward mobility. Next, adapting and harnessing the 4th Industrial Revolution and other emerging technologies to optimize teaching and learning benefits. Employing effective strategies to deepen the acquisition of employability skills and reducing graduates' unemployment.
On Tuesday, the Environmental Investment Fund delivered 34 financial grants valued at between $2 million and $2.5 million Namibian dollars per grant to community-based organizations during the fund's stakeholder meeting to share an outcome of its just ended 2018 to 2022 strategic plan. The grants total $88.3 million Namibian dollars and are and are under the funds Building Resilience of Communities Across Targeted Aid Landscapes Threatened Under Climate Change Through an Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Approach initiative. According to EIF spokesperson Lord Damonomata, the project is funded by the Green Climate Fund. On occasion, the Minister of Finance and Public Enterprise, Ipumbushimi, said the government on average spends around $500 million on drought relief programs, placing pressure on the country's fiscus. The Ministry of Urban and Rural Development yesterday announced that municipalities, village and town councils will receive a 15%, 20% and 25% increase in monthly allowances for 2023 to 2024, ending 2025 to 2026, which came into effect on the 1st of July. According to a circular released, the ministry amended the allowances in terms of Section 18(1) and 2 of the Local Authorities Act 1992, Act number 23 of 1992, as well as introduce additional airtime allowances for councillors. Furthermore, citing allowances for members of all part municipal, town and village councils, the ministry revealed that the conditions include that such seating allowance will be applicable for management committees, ordinary, extraordinary meetings limited to 1 meeting per category per month by the adopted annual meeting schedule, and special council meetings limited to 2 meetings per month as per the provisions of the Local Authorities Act 1992 as amended. In our story of the day, after the break, European Union launches Youth Sounding Board. To stay with us.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 115.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
On July 26, 2023, the European Union established the Youth Sounding Board in Namibia at the EU residence. Out of more than 200 applications, 25 young people who participate in youth engagement activities were chosen to serve as members and will serve for 12 months. Let's take a look.
The EU-Namibia Youth Sounding Board aims to create a real, long-lasting change in how the European Union engages with young people in our policy work and in our cooperation. As far as I know, the Youth Sounding Boards have been established at the moment in 15 ACP, African, Caribbean, Pacific countries, and altogether those ACP countries are 79. It is important that Namibia becomes one of these countries today. Youth Sounding Board raised a lot of interest here in Namibia. More than 200 applications were received, and the high quality of the applications made the selection process quite difficult. Hence, we were positively surprised about the number of youth who were already engaged in youth empowerment initiatives around Namibia. Also, the reserve list is full of candidates who could very well have joined now. For us, this is very good news. We will learn a lot about your experiences, and we are eager to hear what you say.
Young people must be at the forefront of global change and innovation. When empowered, they can be key agents for development and peace.
Currently, I serve as head of my zone in youth development at Namibia Media Holdings. What we do is we allow the youth to share their story through various platforms. Besides being head of my zone in youth development, I am a trustee on the African Child Development Trust. This is where we work together with the Ministry of Education to allow distance learning for early childhood development. During COVID, we saw the need to distribute education material to different areas in Namibia in all 14 regions to the ECD center under the tree. So what does Octavio want to learn from all of this is we don't want to recreate everything, but we want to improve what we already have. And each person that is here is bringing something different to the table. What we need to do is work together and create education and awareness for these different subject points that we have. Number one is hydrogen. Our people, the young people, don't know about hydrogen. We need to start educating and allowing them to know and what opportunities are there for them.
When it comes to youth, one has to inspire them. Because it normally happens that young audiences, in particular when the speaker is exotic as a diplomat normally is perceived to be, always remember what you tell them. So better be inspiring than otherwise. However, you must know that as members of the Youth Sounding Board of the EU in Namibia, today will be one of the few occasions in which you will be mainly hearing and being impressed by us, your seniors. Because from now on, you are expected to make your voices, your opinions, and your views heard by us, and to inspire us, and to impress such voices, opinions, and views in our work.
Swakop fire destroys 6 shacks. We get into this story after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Now, 6 shacks were gutted in a fire incident which took place in Mondesa's Tulinawa suburb. No fatalities were reported. The Swakopmund Fire Brigade attended to the incident. Nikano Nangolo reports.
Fireman gets injured, but everybody's been evacuated. But you see how the people are standing here. They're all inhaling this smoke, and it's bad. It's plastic smoke, it's carbon dioxide, it's very bad. Can everybody please go back? The smoke is bad for you. The smoke is no good for you, please.
Recording that. Ek weet nie, ek was net lank want daar was nie krag nie. Die hele huis het uitgebrand. Die mense het gesê, die huis, jou huis brand, wat ek uitkom, ek het net die TV gaan uitgehaal, wat ek kan uithaal die groot wat is.
Hoeveel huise omtrent?
Is nou 3, 4 plaas hier, nee pa. Is 3 huise, 4 huise hier in ons jaar. 2 huise hier, 2 geboortes hier.
Wat iemand hier gekry?
Nee, gelukkig almal is weer toe en weer toe.
In economic news, panic buying as India bans rice exports. We get into this story on the other side of the break.
To another exciting episode of Irongo Talk. We bring jou lees die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik gaan byt.
Getting into our economic news, India's move to ban certain rice exports has sparked some panic buying in various countries, with videos on social media showing bags of staple food flying off the shelves and long lines outside grocery stores. Rice is vital to the diets of billions in Asia and Africa. India's restrictions, which apply to shipments of non-basmati white rice, are aimed at controlling local prices, but they add to strains on global food markets that have already been roiled by bad weather and the worsening conflict in Ukraine. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 22.75, against the euro at 19.53, against the US dollar at 17.67, and 2 Namibian dollars and 47 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities, gold and copper went up while platinum and Brent crude oil went down. Brent crude oil trading at 0.33%, going at $82.77 per barrel. In international news, official IOC invitations to Paris 2024 were sent at the Paris ceremony 1 year before the Games. We get into this on the other side of the break.
We are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with entertainment.
Everything was happening during this past weekend.
Yes. Exciting news.
Wow, no, she was killing it already.
In my opinion, I don't see anything wrong with him serving the full term.
As well as keeping you informed on the issues that you need to know happening in and around our country.
Getting into our international news, official letter inviting athletes from around the world to the Paris Olympics was officially sent earlier today at a ceremony near Paris, marking 1 year before the opening of the 2024 Games. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach made a speech in front of representatives of the world of sports and athletes and signed official letters addressed to the national Olympic committees of participating countries. Let's take a look.
In accordance with the Olympic Charter, it is therefore my great honor and pleasure to mark this important milestone today by inviting the athletes of the world to come together in Paris, France, to celebrate the Games of the 33rd Olympiad and to celebrate the Olympic motto, faster, higher, stronger, together. The mission of the Olympic Games is to unite the entire world in peaceful competition. In our fragile world, with conflicts, divisions, and wars rising, we need this unifying power more than ever. The Olympic Games must always build bridges. The Olympic Games must never erect walls.
All the people in France and around the world, we work all together in the success of these Games. And in fact, it represents a lot of people. In just a year from now, we will be just a few hours away from the opening ceremony. Maybe a bit stressed out, but so excited too, for sure.
Let's take a look at the weather predictions for tomorrow. The maximum temperatures in the north is 33 degrees with minimum temperatures of 13 degrees. It will be clear throughout the day. The maximum temperatures in the central region is 29 degrees with a minimum temperature of 6 degrees. It will be clear also throughout the day. The maximum temperatures in the south is 27 degrees with minimum temperatures of 8 degrees. And the maximum temperatures along the coast is 20 degrees with a minimum temperature of 10 degrees. It will be clear throughout the day. After the break, we get into your sports news. Do stay tuned.
Namibians are still safe.
Everywhere else, the Supreme Court said we are not going to rely on foreign judgments.
By all means, we try to not make journalists public figures, but at the end of the day, they are.
Very good evening. My name is Taiwan Jabela, your host.
With their Protestant offsprings.
But the implementation, like she's saying, is another thing.
Sports reps. We'll now head over to the sports desk, proudly brought to you by Sports Rep.
Welcome viewers and of course welcome to Sunset News. I'm your host Limba Mupatami. Now, Queen of Marathon Running Hilalia Johannes last weekend handed over training shoes to her running team. The team consisting of long-distance runners in the likes of Daniel Paulus and Beata Negambo, that is. Johannes further spoke about her recovery and how eager she is to get back on the road. African countries, on the other hand, are finding it extremely tough against European countries in the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Zambia was this morning thrashed 5-0 by Spain in their second clash. In their opening match against Japan, they also suffered a 5-0 loss. South Africa, on the other hand, played to a 2-1 loss against Sweden, whereas Nigeria played to a 0-0 draw against Canada. The Namibian volleyball action, rather, on the other hand, is heating up as teams in 8 regional leagues are battling it out to try and qualify for the Namibia Football Federation Cup in September. That brings us to the end of today's Sunset News, but we will be back again tomorrow with more sports news.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin. Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 115.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune in to Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
You are still watching Sunset News, and if you have just joined us, here are the news highlights from today's broadcast. On Tuesday, the Environmental Investment Fund delivered 34 financial grants valued at between 2 million and 2.5 million Namibian dollars per grant to community-based organizations during the fund's stakeholder meeting to share an outcome of its just-ended 2018 to 2022 strategic plan. The Ministry of Urban and Rural Development yesterday announced that municipalities, village and town councils will receive a 15, 20 and 25% increase in monthly allowances for 2023 to 2024, ending 2025 to 2026, which came into effect on the 1st of July. Queen of Marathon Running Hilalia Johannes last weekend handed over training shoes to her running team. The team consisted of long-distance runners Daniel Paulus and Beata Negambo. Johannes further spoke about her recovery and how eager she is to get back on the road. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, onep2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glenora Shipura, and this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.